that will help you get started in the market, help you become a better trader and investor. The topics range from the very basic all the way to institutional level trading and investing training. So today, I'm continuing that tradition of best of list, if you will, because I know there are still a lot of people out there who aren't trading and investing, and they're doing themselves a great injustice. And I want to help you get started. Now, the information we at the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute, the information we give is useless if you're not able to invest and or trade on it and get PAID. I want to stress how important trading and investing is when it comes to generating wealth. You see, by trading and investing, you are assured and you are giving yourself the capability of a more comfortable life before and during retirement. And you're making sure you'll have something left to help your children and your grandchildren. We're talking about passing down legacy wealth. So I want to take some time today during this Classroom Not Falls Radio broadcast to cover some of the current top accounts for saving and generating income. Now I'm going to start off with the most basic and work my way up to one positions or various accounts for more complex and active trading and investing strategies. So let's first start off with those of you that aren't trading and investing yet. Those of you that just want to stick your toe in and you want to go safe and slow. So first off, I want to present to you savings accounts and certificates of deposits, commonly known as CDs. Now, while I'd never ever recommend that anyone put a large part of their money in one of these, we're talking about savings accounts or CDs. As many people near retirement, it becomes more important to have some funds in low-risk investing accounts that still generate some gains, albeit those gains minimal. Now, when you don't have the luxury of time to recover losses, it's always a smart move to take some of your stock investments and move them to cash and lower risk bonds so a market crash doesn't wipe you out. Okay? Now, the best savings account as of today's date, Tuesday, December the 5th, 2017, is offered by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. They pay a 1.30% APY, and they have no minimum balance. That's Goldman Sachs Bank USA, 1.30 APY on their savings account, and no minimum balance required. Now, a few years ago, investment bank heavyweight Goldman Sachs decided to get into retail banking, and it opened the subsidiary Goldman Sachs Bank. Okay? Now backed by the might of Wall Street giants, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs Bank offers some of the highest interest rates in the market. Now, right now, you could open a savings account at Goldman Sachs and earn 1.30% APY on your funds. There's no minimum balance, and you don't have to pay any transaction fees. The only real downside is that you have to transfer funds electronically to your checking account in order to access them. And another thing, there are no ATMs. But you can keep up to $250,000 in your account. That's $250,000, and all deposits are indeed FDIC insured. So the best savings account in the country today is offered by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, 1.30% APY, no minimum balance, account insured by the FDIC up to $250,000 or $250,000 per account. But there are no ATMs, and you have to transfer your funds to fund the account electronically. Now let me move to the best CD in the country available today. The best certificate of a deposit is also offered by Goldman Sachs Bank, USA. It pays between 0.60% to 2.45% APY. $500 minimum deposit. $500 minimum deposit. Now, Goldman gets the top rank for CDs as well. This bank has consistently been paying some of the highest rates to savers since its inception. And with a strong desire to keep growing its business, that trend is likely to continue. Now, in Goldman CDs, your funds are FDIC insured also, and you got several options as to how long you want to keep that money in the account. All of them offer extremely competitive rates based upon market rates now. Let me break it down for you. I'm going to go from 1 to 6 year CDs. Ready? All right, here we go. 1 year CD pays 1.65% APY. 2 year CD pays 1.75% APY. 3 year CD pays 2.00% APY. 5 year CD pays 2.40% APY. 6 year CD pays 2.45% APY. Plus, there's a low minimum deposit to start an account, just $500. So, if you don't have enough to open one at another bank, but still want to earn interest that's currently at the top of the charts, Goldman Sachs is a great option. Next, now let's go to work where we are making our money work for us and we're generating revenue and income. Okay? Now, let's get into the meat and gravy part of my list. These are the accounts where you'll really see your money grow. They're the ones that'll help you get the money working for you instead of the other way around. Now, I'll start with the one that's perfect for getting started and doesn't require you to be any kind of expert trader or an investor. And then I'm going to move into two that are more for active traders and investors and people who want to take a little more risk to increase their potential reward. Now, the best IRA as of today's date, Tuesday, December the 5th, 2017, is offered by TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade. It's $6.95 per trade commission inside your IRA and no account minimum. Now listen to me closely. TD Ameritrade got top marks for several reasons with regards to the best IRA. First, it has no account minimum. So you don't need a ton of cash on hand to start investing. Second, it has a huge selection of different types of investments. You can even buy stocks, ETF, mutual funds, and even options. Next, it's got relatively low commissions on trades also. And it offers many commission-free ETFs and no transaction fee mutual funds. Now, the customer support department of TD Ameritrade has been voted as being one of the best, okay? But broker-assisted trades are pretty expensive. So with TD Ameritrade, I recommend doing all your trading through the online platforms, okay? Those platforms, and there are 3 of them, are some of the best and most user-friendly out there, though. So you shouldn't have any trouble once you get going. Now, the research tools are another outstanding mark for TD Ameritrade. You get free access to some of the best tools and top research in the industry once you set up your account. Now, there are some cheaper brokers out there and some with more advanced tools for trading, but TD Ameritrade really tries to cover all the basics from novice investor to an expert trader and investor. Now, the next position I want to give you, or investment tool I want to give you, has to do with the best stock trading account. The best stock trading account, okay? Not options and stocks, but the best stock trading account, stocks only. Now, there is a platform known as Robinhood. Robinhood. They, believe it or not, charge no commissions for trades and no account minimum. I repeat, Robinhood. They charge no commissions and they have no account minimums. Now listen to me. Tell you a little bit about Robinhood. Robinhood, as the name suggests, was created to get your money out of the hands of the rich and back where it belongs, in your investment portfolio. Now the founders set out to create an app that allows individual investors like you, me, we, the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family, to get the same kind of treatment as the big banks on Wall Street. And they did it exactly, and they were able to do that by taking all commissions out of the game. That's right, free trading. I know, I didn't believe it at first either, but it's true. Now, the company offers all sorts of investments ranging from ETFs to common stock, and soon, they're not doing it yet, but soon, I spoke to the second in command at Robinhood, okay, this morning about 9:30, and he said they are working on options. Now, this is a brokerage that lets you actively trade stocks and funds, but won't suck you dry trying to make a buck. Now, not too many of those are out there. Actually, there aren't any of those out there. Robinhood is literally the only free trading platform in the world. Now, there's no account minimum, so you can get started with whatever you got to spare. Now, right now, you can only trade through the company's app on your smartphone or your tablet. But a web-based platform is coming very soon, so I was told today by the second in command at Robinhood. Then you, me, we, the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family will be able to invest from whatever computer you're near. And other online brokers will really have to step up their game when this happens if they want to stay in the business and compete with Robinhood. Robinhood, okay, to trade everything except currencies and options at this particular time. Free, non-commissioned, with no minimums. Now, according to a recent survey I read, the best options account is with Ally. Okay, now I don't know whether I necessarily agree with this. I'm just telling you what I read in this particular report, because we have several members here at the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute in our virtual trading room who complain about Ally. But I'm going to go ahead and read these findings that this particular report or this particular survey came up with. Now, Ally charges $4.95 plus 65 cents for option contract commissions. Ally, as I speak, has no account minimums. Okay? Now, Ally purchased, okay, Trade King a few years ago. And that made this broker the go-to place for option traders. Now it currently has some of the lowest commissions in the market at $4.95 a trade plus 65 cents per contract. And it also has some of the most lenient margin standards for those buying and selling naked options. That means you won't have to put up too much cash up front as collateral against your trades. But we in the Wealth Institute, we don't fool with margin accounts anyway. We have cash only accounts. Now, Ally also doesn't have an account minimum. So you can open one at that particular location, open up an account at Ally, okay, with whatever money you currently have at any given time to start trading and investing with, all right? And you'll also get free access to their research and tons of data to help you make the most of your trades as you place them. Now, Ally is also supposedly great for more active traders. So if you place 30 or more trades per quarter, or if you've got a balance of $100,000 or more, you get a discount on your commissions. And you'll only have to pay $3.95 per trade and 50 cents per contract. But let me tell you something. Don't you be fooled by Ally's low commission costs. This discount broker gives customers the same platform power as much more expensive ones, or at least it tries to, but they often have difficulties. And let me tell you this, because many of our ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family members complain about this in the virtual trader room. Oftentimes, they only have series 6, 7, and or 8 brokers answering the phones, and they're trying to place your option trades. Now, just because a broker answers the phone doesn't necessarily mean that he's well versed in option trading. When you are placing your trade and you have any difficulty with the broker that's on the phone with you, you ask to speak to a Series 4 broker, because that broker is proficient and is licensed specifically in options transactions and options trading. Ally tends to not have an adequate number of Series 4s available during the trading day. So if you trade quite a few options and you run into problems with Ally, then you may have a problem getting someone who's educated and licensed pertaining to options to help you and complete your trade. So just keep that in mind. Okay? Next, I want to give you the best investment account for you young traders and investors, for you people that are just starting out. All right? And I'm talking about also young chronologically with regards to your age. There's a company known as Betterment, Betterment, okay? And it's known as a robo-advisor. Let me explain that to you. It's known as a robo-advisor. That means it's a company that uses algorithms to manage your portfolio. Now, I'm not an engineer, so I'm not sure how it's designed. But what it does is keep an eye on the markets and rebalances accounts to match whatever investment strategy you decided to use. Now, robo-advisors are much faster than their human counterparts, and they don't have things like emotions to get in the way of their decisions. Okay? What's best about robo-advisors and Betterment for young investors is that you don't even have to pick any stocks or strategies. You just simply answer some questions about your risk and goals, and the algorithms do the rest. Now, when it comes to fees, Betterment is a great choice. You see, instead of charging per trade or a fixed amount per year or month, Betterment charges a 0.25% a year of the assets you have invested there. Now, this is important because fees can eat away at your earnings, especially with the account size many young investors will have. So, think about an account with only $100 in it. If you've got that with a company charging $1 a month, then you're effectively paying 12% per year in annual fees, right? Unless you have a record year in the market, that's going to eat away at your account really fast. Now, once you accumulate more wealth and more expertise in investing, you may want to take a more active role in your investments. That's when you transfer your Betterment account funds to one of the brokers that I've mentioned today, all right? And then you start taking charge of your own investments and keep building a nice cushion for your current lifestyle and your retirement that is yet to come. Okay? Betterment, Betterment, and it uses algorithms to go ahead and position portfolios or make portfolio recommendations. Okay? So, the next particular investment vehicle that I'd like to give you is for the best self-directed investments. And I'm talking about, once again, for young investors, young by chronological age. Now, if you are a young investor, okay, that is more interested in taking an active role, okay, and figures that you indeed are serious about trading and investing, although you're young chronologically, and you want to learn the tricks of the trade, and you really want to master trading and investing, then once again, I recommend Robinhood. You see, it's got a great app. And right now, the only way you can access the platform, like I mentioned before, is through your cell phone or your iPad or something like that. But that makes trading stocks a breeze, and most people who are young chronologically, they rather use those type of platforms anyway. And as you remember that I just mentioned earlier, there are no commissions on trades placed through the app. None at all. It's free. And plus, as I mentioned, Robinhood will be launching a web platform in the very near future. So you young investors can access your accounts on a desktop or laptop instead of just your smartphone or tablet. Now that's going to be a game changer for the other online brokers. And even if they've got low commissions, they'll still will be higher than the no commissions that Robinhood is offering. Family members and listeners alike, no matter what type of account you choose for your investments, you need to be taking an active role in your finances. You can't just sit around and hope and rely on Social Security or 401k to get you through your current life and on through retirement. And you certainly don't want to sit on the sidelines and watch others make their fortune in the stock market. So, family members and listeners alike, please take a little time, check out the information I just submitted to you about these various types of accounts, and start building your wealth. Start generating income and revenue so that you can obtain and maintain your economic liberation. Okay? Understand and understand that we here at the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute, we are your community servants. And we have a moral, fiduciary, and spiritual obligation to bring you that which you need to make Wall Street pay right here on Main Street.